we've had human history for the past thousands of years. It's been dreadful suffering. We're going to transcend. This is a transcendence of human, but this is just a question of words. It doesn't matter. What matters is that there is the birth of something entirely new on the planet. And if you wanted to explain it in words, it is the disidentification of consciousness from form. That's the end of ego, because the identification of consciousness with form is ego. It is the dream of consciousness. So when a human awakens, it's not really a human awakening, it's consciousness awakening from the dream of form. So it is not only a shift then that happens to a human being, because ultimately there's no such thing as a human being. You just look like a human being or person. You are consciousness. So it is something much vaster that's awakening. When you think you are awakening, that's what it looks like. But there's something much vaster that is awakening, of which you are a part. And that is consciousness itself. So it is a cosmic event. And since it is happening on this planet here, it is reasonable to assume, and we can be virtually certain, that because everything is a microcosm, it's happening elsewhere in the universe. So it is an awakening of the universe into a different level, a completely different level of being, of consciousness. So that's how important your life is. And that's how something that may look mundane on the surface, you go every day, you go to the office, or you go to whatever you do in your job, and every day you go and you do what you do, and you talk to people, and you deal with things every day. It looks mundane on the surface. But if you realize what really matters is the consciousness you bring to it, then what looks mundane on the surface is not mundane at all in the depths of being, because all that surface stuff is really something, an opportunity for the arising of the new consciousness through you. And so that means also that the surface of your life, which means whatever you do, where you live, or who you live with, doesn't really matter that much. What matters is what you bring in, what flows into it, the consciousness that flows through you into it. That's what matters. So you don't have to be even that concerned about what exactly it is you do. And almost anywhere, you can be the opening for that. And if consciousness, this consciousness arises through you, and you find yourself in a situation that is totally unconducive to consciousness arising, you will very quickly find yourself taken out of that situation. Or you may find yourself walking out of that situation. In other words, they'll fire you, or you'll walk out. But the important thing is not to believe, okay, to bring consciousness, I can't do it in my situation, I can't do it. Something needs to shift first out there before I can. No, that's not true. You start with where you are, here and now. And if it's not right for the arising of consciousness, then something will shift in the situation. It will change through because there's now a consciousness flowing into it, or you become removed. Life removes you. So upset, again, let's go back to that term. vigilant. It always tells you you've missed something there. You've forgotten something. And this is why the Course in Miracles has the wonderful line, I'm never upset for the reason I think. So there are many reasons why you think you're upset. He said that to me. He shouldn't have said that. He did that. He failed to do that. She did. Why can't they, these people, they never get it right. Why? I'm upset. What am I going to live on next month? What am I going to live on when I retire? My savings are shrinking. It's awful. Whatever upsets you. I'm never upset for the reason I think. And that's just something to understand deeply. There's always a reason out there why you think you're upset, but the true reason why you're upset is you're not present. You're not connected to the depths of your being. You're not there as consciousness. You're there as a little person. You're not rooted in consciousness by embodying the consciousness. You're a little person with its thoughts and reactions, and that's why you're upset. As long as you're trapped in the little personal sense of self, of course you're always upset. Soon, even if you're not permanently upset, very soon something will happen again that will make you upset. That's why life is so frustrating in the normal state of consciousness, and that's what the Buddha called dukkha, suffering. So he used that term. Upset is a modern term. Wherever you go, you'll be miserable, said the Buddha. Just wait. It won't be long before you're miserable again. I'm paraphrasing. It's my translation of the ancient sutra. Wherever you go, you'll be unhappy. And if you're not unhappy, no, just wait a little and you'll see. And he's describing a normal state of consciousness. But he's also showing the way beyond that. But it's wonderful to, first of all, see the truth of the first statement, that wherever you think salvation lies in externals, in some other person that you meet, some other situation that you go into, some other place where you go to live, it'll be fine for a while, and then something comes in that doesn't seem quite right. Or the very thing that made you happy turns around, and the very same thing makes you unhappy. Of course, as you know, the best example of this is marrying somebody. Because when you marry somebody, at first, this person makes you happy. And then the Buddha said, just wait. Unless you transcend the merely personal, then it's not that your spouse will make you happy, no, but there is a deeper, if you want to even call it happiness, there's a deeper sense of fulfillment and satisfaction that arises from the depths of your being. And that's why then it's fine. It does mean, yes, your spouse still has his or her shortcomings, but they then exist within the larger space of consciousness. So, again, keyword, vigilance, and then experience the miracle of the transformation of consciousness, which is your sense of self is no longer derived then from the personal level. Your history, your life situation, your relationships, your knowledge, your ideas, the things that people have done to you, your status in society, your possessions, which those things normally give you your sense of identity, and that changes completely.